Hello everyone and welcome to Stampin' Scrapper. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. My name is Joyce Whitman. I'm so glad you joined me this evening. I wanted to let you know something. Oh, did you see my new color? Blue. Are they coming through blue? Oh, they are. Look at those are pretty bright, aren't they? The little one said I needed blue. So I thought, okay, we'll try it. They're kind of bright. Now I'm going to my mom's next week. So I'm going to have to tell you, they're going to have to come off. Can't have blue. My mom will be going, so I'll probably do a pink or a red or something like that for her. But anyway, sorry, I saw my hands on the camera. I totally got sidetracked on that, didn't I? I wanted to tell you that this month is my birthday month. So I am having a birthday special. During the month of May, I am offering free shipping. You can order from me online. You go to stampinscrapper.com. And you can click on shopping. You can go to, or you can order from me personally, and you will get free shipping. And if you order online, number one, you're going to get free shipping. I'll refund your shipping. Number two, if you use this hostess code right here, guess what? And if you order over $50, I'm going to send you a gift free just for ordering from me and using the host code. So go check out that retirement list. I just checked it, and I do want to tell you that the lemon lime twist, ink refill, paper, and fresh fig cardstock is out of stock. It's gone. It's no longer available. There are some things. Hi, Joyce. I'm so glad you joined me tonight. Oh, thank you. I kind of like them too. They're a little bright, but that's okay. I like it. It's spring. We're supposed to have fun colors on our nails, aren't we? But if you want any of the retirement products, I highly suggest that you go get those as soon as possible because they will be sold out. And when they're out, they're gone, they're gone. Okay, and also tonight, I am going to be using retired products on my card so you can see them. Also, everything is rosy metally is still available. If you are interested in this, you get a whole bunch of things. I do have a blog post on my blog at stampinscrapper.com that goes over everything and has more pictures on what you get in this beautiful, beautiful product medley. It is just gorgeous. I have seen some really pretty products online with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our first project. Now, I saw online that this one lady had asked, what should I do with vellum? And I'm like, you know what? I haven't used vellum in a long time. This would be a great way to do for my Facebook Live tonight. So the first card, now I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. The first card is this one. We're going to make this one. Look how pretty that is. And I have it on black so that you can, it shows better. And this one is, I put on powder pink, and this is another color that is, whoops, got something on the back. This is another color that got retired, that is getting retired. So you're going to cut it at 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. My black piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then my vellum is 4 by 5 1/4. So what I did, and I went ahead and I did some of this ahead of time, so I did not have to do it get the big shot out for this. Okay, so first thing is we're going to be using this. Let me put this over here so you can see what I'm talking about. See if that will fit there. Ouch. Oh, ow. That hurt. Just fell on my toe. Okay, probably should have wore shoes. This one I did, the happy birthday is from Lemon Zest. Let me put it this way so you can not doesn't have the glare on it. And that is also retiring. So I used that stamp set for my happy birthday. And to punch my banner out, I used our triple banner punch. Now I did notice that this is on back order. You can still order it and they'll ship it to you when it comes in until the I want to say near the end of May. Those will be back in stock. And then also for on here, my little pearls, I used the Share What You Love Artisan Pearls, and put it up a little bit. And I used the ones right yeah, I ended up using these back down here, very bottom one, 2 rows. And those are also retiring. And to do my vellum, and on this card, I'm just going to show you how to do the vellum part. I'm not going to show you how to put it all together. But here's the happy birthday I had punched out ahead of time. So this one is, this sheet is 4 by 5 1/4. So what I did was I just put it in my embossing folder, and I'm using Lovely Floral, and this also is retiring. Beautiful. I love this embossing folder. But I just put my my vellum in my embossing folder, sent it through. Just do it once, and that's all you need to do. Now, if you can see, I purposely brought black paper so you could see what I was going to do on it. Because see, if I put it on the white, you can't see it. So, and when you're working on this, I recommend putting a dark piece so you can see what you're doing. But on this, see how I colored these in? This one I did not. See if you can see the difference on here. I'm going to show you how to color in the back of that and make it stick up even a little bit more. So like this is raised now too. Now to do that, what you're going to do is, this is my stylist, and I have one. We used to sell them independently, but they also come with our scoring tool. There's one on the bottom right here that clicks on the bottom. You can use it from your scoring tool. There's that one. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over. So you're going to be working on the back side on this one. And you're just going to start coloring. Now I switched between the little end and the big end. Most of the time I use the little end, and you're just going to rub it like this. You're just going to, basically you're coloring it in is what you're going to do. Now you want it, I'm pressing, I want to say medium. I'm not going too light, but I'm definitely not going hard, because you don't want to rip your paper. You want to make sure. And then see when I flip it over, see the coloring in it here, and here it's not. And this one, I don't know, I can see. This one's kind of, it's puffed up a little bit because it's raised a little bit because of the embossing folder, but this one is really raised when you do that. And so I just continued on here, and I did anything that needed, that had empty space. Like if you were going to color it, you could color it. So I just went ahead and did that all on here. In my flowers, I went and I did it on the flowers. Now, I'm not doing this one real well because I'm just showing you what I did, but I did spend a little bit more time on each flower. And like I said, if you wanted it darker, you can always go back and do it. Now, one thing I did want to show you on this flower, what I did was I even went a little bit more on the outline of the flower, and then I colored on the inside. Now, this is where I brought in the bigger one because it was a bigger area. So I brought in, or used the bigger end of my stylist. And see the difference? Oh, it needs more coloring, doesn't it? Let's do a little more. There we go. So see the difference how, and it's, I wish I could show you how, I don't know if I can get this on camera. I'm trying to see how this is kind of, now it's flat. There, I'm thinking I'm getting an angle. Okay, this one's flat. This one is now raised up because of, I don't know, can you tell the difference there? But anyway, hi Deanna, I'm glad you could join us. But this is what it was, just the outline was raised, and now I'm raising this too. And this is what you get when you do it all. This is what you're going to get. Now, I do want to show you, because you don't want to put any adhesive behind this unless you take like a sponge. What I'll do is I'll take like a clear block and I'll put some liquid glue on it and take one of our sponges, and you can sponge the whole back of it, then it'll lay down flat. But as you can tell, see, my outsides are not laid down, and that's okay, because what I did was on here, I put a glue dot behind here. And I put it in the middle because remember, we're putting the pearls on it. So the pearls are going to cover up. But I put a glue dot here, 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 and here. And then I put a glue dot in the center of this. And then when I put my banner on, so I had this on here, and I'm going to go put my banner on. So I laid this here. Oops, wrong direction. Flip them over. So I laid my banner here, and then I just took this off and raised this up, and I put dots, glue dots underneath this. Underneath, hold on, I'm not explaining that right. I'm sorry, let me back up. Okay, so I put it on here, so I thought, okay, my banner's gonna go here. So I kept my finger like here, so I knew I could put glue dots here on the vellum. So I just put some glue dots there, and then I just used my snail adhesive and put that right on top of where I put the glue dots. I hope that makes sense. And that way I held it down. But you've got enough with this and your glue dots here. You don't have to do the outside. It will hold it in place, so you're good with that. So just whenever you're using vellum, be very careful of where you put your adhesive, because you will see it. Now, I have two other cards this is printed vellum. And these two cards I had made, this was an Easter one, and this was one I made when it first came out because I loved this paper. It's called Floral Romance, and the sad thing is it's already sold out. But this was clear, so you couldn't really see behind it if I had put it on the fresh fig. So what I did was I cut a piece of white that's the same color, same size as my strip here. And then to adhere it, again, I did the glue dots. I put them behind my purple flowers or behind my leaves so you couldn't see the glue dots. And that's how you can hide them that way too, if you have printed vellum. Now, my next project is going to make a little bit of a mess here because we're going to be doing some embossing. But I wanted to show you my card. I just love how this card turned out. Look at it, looks like stained glass. Okay, now don't look too close because I kind of smudged it here because I didn't heat it enough. But I'll show you today. I will do a real pretty one here. But look at how pretty that is. And again, I put the white behind it so you could see it better. So let's get started. And now I stamped it on the same flower on here, and I colored it with my blends, and I stamped it on the inside with just black ink. And you know what? I need that black ink. Grab that quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. Now, with your paper, you're going to need, this is Highland Heather. You're going to need 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score at 4 1/4. That doesn't look scored right, but I guess it is. Yep, it is. It just must have been the way I was holding it. Then you're going to need 2 of the 4 by 5 1/4. One's going to be for the inside of your card. One's going to be for the front. And then you're going to have one, oh, that one is not cut the same right size. We'll put this one over here. If we need it, we can use it. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 too, so it's the same size. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep that there, but I'm going to be moving things around because we're going to be embossing and it's going to get a little messy. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is you're going to take your vellum and you're going to use your embossing buddy. And the reason why we want to use our embossing buddy is because it is going to get all the static off of our paper, our vellum. Do this when you're doing paper, whatever, whenever you're embossing. You want to make sure you clear it, cover it. Teresa, cannot talk tonight, can I? You want to make sure that you cover it good with the embossing buddy to get all that static off. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to use our Versamark. And this is our Versamark ink, and it's not like our normal ink pad, so you want to make sure you store them upside down. So you want that ink on the top of your pad. So I'm going to put that right there so I can see what I did. I'm going to go ahead and ink up. Now this little tabs here are on here, so we gotta know I'm not sure why they put the little tabs. We don't have, do we have framelits for these? I think we might have framelits for these. So the framelits match up. I'm not using them, so I didn't go and look. We had matching framelits for these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp one right here in the corner. Now this is going to be hard for you to see because it is clear. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the other ones. Now I'm going to stamp these pretty fast because I need to put embossing powder on them. And when I do the embossing powder, you got to move kind of fast. Keep this wet. So we want to put this one on next. I'm going to stamp that one up here. Then I'm going to stamp this one. And what I'm doing is I am using stamps from the Falling Flowers stamp set. And this also is on the retirement list. I'm going to put a little flower here. You'll be able to see all of this when I get the embossing powder on it. I don't know if you can really see them coming out now. Let's see, whoops, make sure that it's got that going the right way. Put a leaf here. And remember, we always do our things 3 odds. So I have 5 flowers. I have 3 leaves. Same as in decorating, you want to do odds. And then I am putting congratulations up on the top, because this is going to be an anniversary card. And I don't know if my niece is watching, so hopefully if she is, well, she's going to see her card. If not, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we're going to take this. We're all done with this now. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this all up for a minute with another piece of paper because I don't want the black to go all over. So get out our embossing powder. I keep mine in these little deli containers. Okay. We take our black and we just sprinkle the embossing powder all over it. And we want to make sure it gets a good coverage. Oh, guess what? I stuck my finger in it. Now, I go like this all the time to mine. I just flick it really good. And that's going to get a lot of that off. But what do you do with the little bit that's laying around here? Well, I don't know if you can see. I got some sparkles here. I use makeup brushes. They are the best thing for getting these little specks off because they're small and they work great. Now that one definitely was too much. Come in here. And then I will blow on it too. That takes some of it off. Because you want to get all these little sparkles off before you use your heating tool, because it is going to, they'll stay there. And then once they're there, once you've heated them and melted them, it stays. Okay, that looks good. There we go. Okay, I like that. Oops, I want to just, there we go, got it off. Okay, so now this is going to get a little bit loud, but we're going to take our heating tool and we're going to, I want to show you how cool this is. So see how kind of, it's muted right now. It's kind of a matte, just the powder. But I don't know, can you see how it's turning shiny and darker? That's how you know you've got it. Now, one thing I did notice on, when I was doing this the other night, creating this card, that sometimes it would smear. And I'm like, why is this smearing? Well, what I figured out with this black embossing powder, it's a little bit different than our other ones, because usually if you do it right away, you're done. So what I have learned is I embossed it, I dried it, I'm putting it off to the side because I'm going to come back to that and I'm going to heat it again. Okay, so I want to make sure, oh shoot, I still got stuff all over. I was hoping not to get it. Okay, we don't want it on the rest of our project. All right, so going back, this is the flower, the stamp set I'm using, Flowing Flowers. We use this one, this one, this one, this one in the little leaf. And then the congratulations came from the Floral Phrases right here. And again, this is also retiring. And I didn't stamp it on this one, but I might stamp it on theirs. It says, may your love grow stronger and deeper and more beautiful with every passing year. So, but those are the two that I'm using for that. So we're done with that, so we can put that. All right, let's get, I need to clean my big flower. Let's clean it off. Now the birthmark is really sticky on your stamps. So I usually go like this to make sure I get it all off before I use another ink pad. Where did I just, oh, it's right here in front of you. Okay, so we're gonna put one on here. I already did the one for the envelope is already done, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I'm using Memento because I'm gonna use my blends today. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Memento ink, put it there. Then clean my stamp. Okay. I don't know if you're like me, but I cannot stand ink pads open. They got to be closed if I'm not using it. Okay, so for our coloring, we're going to be doing, I'm using dark Highland Heather, dark Flirty Flamingo, dark Daffodil Delight, dark Oat Olive, dark Bermuda Bay, and the light Night of Navy. The reason I use the dark is because they don't, it doesn't come through the vellum as much as I like with the light color. So I went with the darks. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat this again just to make sure. So I'm going through and I'm just doing another quick run on this to make sure I have that all set. There, that's good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and finish. We'll color this one first. And again, with this one, I did not do any shading. I just colored it. So this is kind of nice. It doesn't, goes a little bit faster when you're not using shading. I'm sorry, I was just reading your comments here. I want to make sure I respond to them. I'm glad that you're learning something new. Joyce, that's great. Hi, Carol. I'm glad you joined us, and I just colored over my center. But we will fix that. I didn't mean to color over my center. Oh, I did it. Okay. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to just color it over. I'll show you what I'm going to do. 99.9% of the time, I can fix a card. Now, because I'm using blends, usually I would have just flipped it over, stamped it again, and just started coloring again. But I'm using Stampin' Blends. It goes through the back, so you can't do that. So what I had done is I had accidentally colored the whole thing. I wanted to do a yellow center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, oh, that was I did my dark, didn't I? Okay, let's see if I put another one on there. Would that work? I'm just coloring the center again. See if that will work, because that's darker. There we go. That works. That works. It's got a darker center. Yay! So like I said, you can always fix a card. Oh, almost always. Okay, so now let's get started on our coloring of this. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it. And, oh, I forgot to grab, here's one. I wanted to grab a scrap piece of paper and flip this over in case it does smear on the front. It doesn't go on my other paper, so it gets on my project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay up here. Now this is backwards because we're coloring on the back of our paper. So you just hold it down and you just color. Now see how light this is, and I'm using the darker blends on this, and it's still real light. So what, I'll show you what so see how light it is, but look how dark this is. You see the difference? Well, what I did was I came in here, actually, I'm going to use this end. I came in here and I colored it again. And see how much the difference in the darkness? When you do a second coat on there, I just colored again. And I'm leaving the center open so I can put my yellow on there. Oh, I still want it a little bit darker. So I'm going to go a third time. And it's really a personal preference, what you want to do. If you want to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, do it whatever your little heart desires. That's what I always tell my ladies. It's their card, do whatever they want. Okay, so for my little one then, I'm going to use my Night of Navy. Now this one I am using my light one because the dark one was really dark. I didn't want it quite that dark. And one thing too, when you're noticing this flower has a little bit thicker lines, one thing you want to make sure, be careful that because it is vellum, your stamps will slide a little bit when you're stamping if you do it in a hurry. And ask me how I know that, because yep, when I was doing this card, I did that. Okay. Yes, tonight I'm doing 3 on all of them. Okay. Then our bottom one. I want to do this one next. I think that's my purple one. Yes, I want to do my purple one next. Because I'm trying to work my way this way. Whoops, I need to do my leaves first. And this one I'm doing Old Olive. And this one I only did one because it is darker. We'll do our purple. Careful not to do your center. Okay, this one is definitely, you're going to want to do at least 2, because it's very light. What's nice is it doesn't matter if you go on the black part, you're not going to see it. Okay, let's see here. You know, I think I might almost want to go a little bit darker. Just a little bit. There, I like that. That's much better. Okay. So this one also needs yellow. So I've just painted this one yellow. I'm going to go in here. And what I did with this one is I went ahead and colored it first. I keep saying painted. And then I went back and did my centers. I went ahead and did this one. Then I went back on here again. So I wanted it dark, and that gave it the ink a little bit of time to dry. For the centers. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my greens. And one more, and we will be done. And what's nice with the alcohol markers, they dry pretty fast. Okay, so we need pink. And I am using Flirty Flamingo on this one. My niece had purple as one of her colors. It was on her dress. It was beautiful. I'd never seen a wedding dress like that. So I thought I'd use at least one purple on this card. Guess I could have done two, but okay, I need more. I tried the lighter pinks and they were too light. If you want a light color, the other pinks will work. I wanted it a little bit darker, but I didn't want the Melon Mambo. I'm not sure if we have Melon Mambo in the pink. I was thinking Lovely Lipstick you could use too for a pink, but that was a little bit darker than what I was looking for. There. Okay, so now I'm going to set that off to the side because I want it to dry. So I'll put that on the side and I'll go ahead and get the rest of the card put together while we're waiting for that to dry. Now, fold this in half. Okay, we can go ahead and get this put in our middle of our card. And do you remember my trick? If you do all three sides are the same distance, same width, hold it here, drop it, and your card will be perfectly centered on the inside. Now, to have this attached, I was trying to figure out a way to attach this on here, but how was I going to get the top? Because on this card, I needed the top to be attached. It was just too flimsy here. This was too light of, too skinny of writing that I couldn't put a glue dot back there without it showing through. So I kept thinking, okay, I'm using retired products. What can I use? Well, these are not retired. These are going to be continued. But I found these in my stash, and they're the metallic brads. And on this one, I'm using the rose gold, and I'm using the tiniest ones. So I need two of those. Here's another one. I forget I have these. I'm going to definitely start using them more because this is fun. Okay, so how do I get it on here? How do I get them lined up? I have a little tip for you on how to get your hose perfectly the same, same from the top side, everything. So you're going to line these up. You want to line them up like that on the top. Then you're going to take your paper piercer. Now, the paper piercer is retiring, but you can use the take your pick because you have this end that you could use. So you could use that end too. But I'm using my paper piercer today because I'm showing you guys retiring products. I love this thing so much, I bought 2 extra ones. Okay, excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do, oh goodness, I need to have a drink, excuse me. Okay, much better. Thank goodness. So what I want to do is, I'm just coming down in the corner here. Oh gosh, maybe not even a 1/4 inch down this way and this way. And I just want to make, just stuck my thing there. But how do I make sure I get it the same size here? You're going to take this. Now this is where, another thing I learned that it was smearing. I was putting it on the right side. You don't want to do that. You want to flip your back piece because if any of that ink goes on it, so you're going to line it up perfectly again here. It's going to be the same. Punch it, and you're going to punch it again here because you don't have your vellum on this side down, only your paper. So I'm going to do that. And guess what? They're perfectly matched up. Then I come back in here, flip this over so we don't get anything on here, and put this back on. And guess what? They line up perfect. Woo-hoo. So then we're going to take these. Now, I will tell you, these are a little bit hard with my nails sometimes. And hopefully today they will go right in, and probably not because I put lotion on my hands. Okay, so we're going to just put our brad through there. Come on. There we go. There's one. And then we're going to put our second one in. Oops, there we go. Now the paper pierce mat is staying because a lot of people use that to stamp on when they're using the photopolymer. You know how you get your best with, oh, what did I do with that? You get your best, what you call it, images when you have padding underneath. That's why you can't tell here, or a little bit here. I use a foam mat underneath mine, so I always have it, but you can also use our paper piercing mat. That works great too. Okay, so this is all done. So, but I didn't want to have to lay this down again. And I wanted, because of these, and I make sure they're going so they don't stick out. You want to make sure they're going in it, just so they're not showing on the ends if you got a little bit close. But what I'm doing is I am using dimensionals. Okay, got a question for you guys. Are you like me that I can't stand them when they're going every which way they need to go in line? So that's what I'm trying. Someone used these and they just took them from wherever, and that drives me nuts. I go crazy because, you know, my OCD-ness, they're not lined up even. I believe on that one, I also did one on each side here. Oops. So I'm trying to line it up. Okay. Remember, you push it in, it comes up easier. Just take your nail, push in the middle, and it will come up easier. Well, then you drop them on the thing. Goodness, I have the dropsies tonight. Okay. So then you're going to take your card base and again line it up. And there you go. The 3. I just lightly lay it down. And there you go. And there you have your stained glass card. How cool is that? Hi, Debbie. Oh, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I would love it if all of you could share this on your page for me. That would be awesome. So there we have this. This is called the stained glass look on vellum. We have that one. And then we also have our 2 cards here. This is printed vellum, how to use it. Remember to put white behind it if you have a light pattern so that you can see your pattern. And then also, I am not sure the technical term on this, the correct technique, but we also learned how to use our stylus to color in the back to give that color. So, and don't forget, and during the month of May, free shipping on any order. Use the host code NPKBZ394. And if you spend over $50, I will send it to you. Remember, if you want those retiring products, to make sure you get those. And also, I wanted to let you know I have the final dates for my retreat. For my first retreat will be October 5th. It's going to be for 9 to 5. Information will be going out in about 2 weeks. And customers and downline will get first dibs. And then we'll open it up to the public. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And there you go.